Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody worldwide. Welcome to the first inaugural TXSMUG Unite 2020. We're just going to go through some introductions here. Welcome everybody. Make sure you have your Wi-Fi open, and here's the Wi-Fi password. It's TXSMUG 20 Wi-Fi, and the password is 6 milliseconds away. And be sure to tweet throughout the event or even on LinkedIn. And if you do, on social media, use the hashtag TXSMUG. So this is a virtual meeting. This is a new experience with us, so please bear with us. And please stay 6 milliseconds away from each other at all times. And please use the Teams Live Events Q&A feature to ask questions at any time. And if you need any help at all, if you have any questions or having some challenges with the live events experience, please send a tweet out to hashtag TXSMUG and someone will get with you.
I'd like to thank everybody who's actually put this together. We got a great team today. So I'm just going to call out everybody and who they are and where they're from. So Donnie Taylor, great MVP from Big Car Co. Sean Castles, our resident expert from 1E, Christopher Turner, who's part of the Microsoft world, Eric Morrison with FTSI, myself, Catapult Systems, Stephen Luthold, Ryan Durbin, and Bradley Berlin, all of which with Invoke, and then also Glenn McClellan from Big Bank Co. So thanks to everybody who's helped to put this thing together today. Couldn't have done it without everybody on this list. And I am very pleased to say that this has started as a Texas-based event where we were bringing together the 4 user groups that normally get together. And what, in essence, this has turned into, which I'm really glad to see, is since we've gone virtual, we're seeing attendance on this occurring worldwide. It's obviously a heavy set of attendance from the United States, but great attendance from UK, Canada, and other places around the world. And these are actually relatively early stats. Our last all-up attendance list was about 1,200 people. So as you can see, this is a little bit dated of a screenshot at this point in time. So shout out to everybody from across the world, especially those attending in time zones that are far different from where we're at, where the day just started here in Texas.
So we've got a great lineup today. We've got, obviously, Brad will be joining us later today. He's our superstar, our main draw, if you will. But we've got an absolute fabulous lineup. Aaron's going to be kicking us off in just a little bit, as soon as we're done here, on our favorite topic, RTFM. We'll have Christiaan talking about WVD. Mr. Niehaus himself on Autopilot and Hybrid Azure AD join. We'll have a little bit of a break. This is a virtual conference, so we'll be flying through these as fast as we can get presenters, attached and presenting. But we will have a little bit of a break, and then Matt coming in to talk about Defender ATP. Jason to do a little bit on co-manage and tenant attach, and then DJams himself is going to do a little State of the Union for us. Right after that, Mr. Anderson will be having a small chat with us. We encourage you to get your questions ready for Brad. He won't be able to answer very many of them. He's just going to be doing mainly a presentation type mode, but he did want to get a list of the questions from you. He does want to hear what you want to know. And then our very own Adam will be our last presentation of the day. And then we'll have a little closing, just to wrap everything up.
And please, if you want to leave any session feedback or just look at the session schedule, be sure to go to tinyurl.com/TXSMUG2006 sched, and we'll go ahead and put that in the announcement window so you can just click the URL from Teams Live Events. Yeah, so when y'all registered, we asked some questions because we wanted to share it with the community and also share it with the presenters. So the first survey question was, how many of you have enabled Microsoft Endpoint Manager co-management? Majority of you said no, and about roughly half said yes. Have you enabled the CMG, Cloud Management Gateway? 343 yes, 607 no. So lots of opportunity. We're going to dive deep technically and all these different topics. As far as what is the status of your Autopilot implementation? 150 said, what is Autopilot? 83 said business requirements not met. And we also had a field, if you ask this question, why is the business requirement not met? You might have an assumption that it's not met, but it actually is met. So Michael Niehaus will go into that later on and hopefully ease any concerns. And then 111 of you do have Autopilot in production. Awesome. And 166 of you have it in pilot. And then 441 are planning pilot. Awesome. Do you regularly attend a local systems management user group? So less than a quarter said yes, and 705 said no. These stats are from a screenshot from yesterday. We've had 500 people register in a 24-hour period, so there are more folks that answered this question, but this provides a good snapshot. And for the folks that said no, the majority of the folks that said no want to know, who's running a local systems management user group in my city, in my country. So Donnie Taylor will be reaching out to you all to give you that information. So what is the name of the user group that you currently attend? So CTSMUG, DFW SMUG is 27, CTSMUG is 53. The San Antonio user group is 11. 81 other. This turned into a global event, so some of you participate in other user groups outside of Texas. 73 said HASMUG. So HASMUG's in Houston, SAGSMUG is in San Antonio, and DFW SMUG is in Dallas, and CTS SMUG is in Austin. All right, I'm gonna hand it off to Chris.
Good morning. Just want to let you guys know that everybody speaking today, they all have Twitter. So if you guys do the Twitter thing, go ahead and follow these our presenters. Thank them for their sessions and their time as well. As you can see, we have a nice long Brad Anderson, David James, Aaron Czechowski, Christiaan, Brinkhoff, Michael Niehaus, Matt Soseman, Jason Sandys, and the great Adam Gross is. We all have our the Twitter handles here, and of course our user group Twitter handles as well. Follow them all. You get valuable information from them every day. So yeah, go and follow them. Oh yeah, and upcoming events. Some of the upcoming events in our community. Of course, MMS 2020 is still happening. We think in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in July. This is actually one of my favorite conferences of all time, technical conferences. And then of course, Microsoft Ignite in September. That's going to be a virtual event, kind of like MS Build was this year. And then of course, like we mentioned before, if you're a member of a SMUG or if you're interested in becoming a member of a local SMUG, there's always a whole bunch of other virtual user group meetings that will be near you as well. And you can reach out and we could direct you in the right direction.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, so we have a couple of minutes here. We're actually running on schedule. That's awesome. So this, Texas Systems Management User Groups Unite 2020. So originally it was an idea. Sean Castles was talking to Simon May, and they brought up the idea like, hey, why don't we have Brad come out to do a tour of Texas and just visit all the different user groups? And then we had COVID, and so we're like, well, how do we adapt? How do we improvise? Let's just make it virtual. Let's just all come together as a community, and we'll make it virtual. We'll have a live events session, and it being on the internet and streaming worldwide. Why not just open it up to the world? So we originally had a 250 user cap, and we upped the cap to 20,000. So everybody's welcome to join. Feel free to tweet out the live event URL, which should be in an email from Eventbrite. It's also published on HASMUG.com and even the Eventbrite page. And if you look at the hashtag TXSMUG on your Twitter feed, it should be in there as well.